What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze, we're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the EREN JAEGAR showcase on the bird here, guys. In this video, we're going to be doing the complete showcase for him using other characters to make him look as good as possible here. We got the ultimate setup. We got blue Matrona here, guys, with the double 25% basic stats. So in total 50% basic stats because of the relic and the passive right there. EREN himself, he does have both his holy relic, and he is 6/6 as well. You know, you guys didn't see the summons, but half of these were off camera. But I will be posting a summoning video for my second rotation, which will be sometime this week. And then if we go to the cosmetics right now, guys, I am missing the you know, another outfit, another weapon, and then also another headpiece. So I actually could have done more damage, and I could have actually tanked a lot better. But you guys will still see the showcase regardless, and you'll still be great. In terms of his gear, we are running an attack crit damage set, which is pretty standard. It's not like anything too crazy though. So I do have it built as much as I can. And then we do also have the blue Miguelda, obviously, for the you know, the stat build up with their passive, and then her holy relic as well. And then we do have Queen Diana as our stance unit, and also she's gonna give me she's going to be giving increased allies damage dealt by 30% for 2 turns when the hero assumes a stance. So we're going to be getting a pretty substantial buff because of Queen Diana as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup right here, guys. We are running the basic stat card set as well, and this is the exact team. I actually did put my L link as well on Matrona, and then we have Sario link on EREN, just to see how much the actual crit damage we can get to when we're actually doing crits. So yeah, if you guys enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff, guys. And then now that I've showed you guys the team, let's actually hop into the run that I pre-recorded, and you guys can see what the team is actually about and the full showcase for it. Alright, guys, so we are hopping into the bird here. Let's see what EREN is able to do on this very wanked setup right here that we got for him. So the reason why I'm rocking this team right here, guys, is mainly to showcase EREN himself. That is kind of what we're going for, right? We're going for the showcase for him, and that is why I'm running a comp kind of like this, where it's a little bit different. Look at that, 44k attack, 527k HP. That is a really good, you know, start for what we got going on. So if you guys don't know, EREN right now has 30% basic stat increase because we do have Miguelda on the team as well, which is unknown, so we're only going to be getting 30%. We do also have 50% basic stats from Matrona, so we have a 80% basic stats off the rip stat increase for EREN right now, which is pretty crazy, right? So we're gonna be you know, kind of cooking with EREN right here. As you guys saw, 211k as well on that single target. That is pretty strong, considering, you know, EREN, that debuff card is not actually applying the debuff, it's just hitting the card damage instantly. And then, yeah, the reason why we're bringing Miguelda, though, obviously, is for the heals and also the stat build-up. But honestly, we don't necessarily need the heals, which you guys will see the reason why is because EREN actually is so strong with the giant healing that because I'm running him alongside Matrona and Queen Diana, whenever they take damage, even though we have Rejuvenate here, so, like, you know, even though we have Rejuvenate, we are going to heal that up. But regardless of that, we are always healing 10% max HP no matter what, as long as they take damage. So the moment a giant ally takes damage, we instantly heal 10% maximum HP, which is always going to get us that Miguelda stack. So in a way, there's some synergy here with EREN and Miguelda and the way he works alongside giants. So if you guys are running a team comp like this, then like it's actually not a bad idea to get damage off, or to get like the boss to actually damage your team, so you can just start stacking up these all stat stacks and making sure that EREN is going to be hitting a lot harder. Same with Queen Diana and same with Matrona. So yeah, pretty much I was trying to set up EREN to have some cards going into the final phase here, because that's mainly what we want to see when we're actually attacking into the bird, is going to be on that final phase of floor 1. That's really to tell if a character is strong enough dealing damage, to see how strong they can actually be. And so what I did was I made sure that I saved as many good EREN cards as I could for that setup right there, so that we're able to see how much damage he's able to do. And I think I do actually get the full setup for EREN as well, in terms of you know, the all stat stacks from Miguelda right here, because all I have to do is do one more heal card with her, and we're fully stacked up on the passive right there. So yeah, and then we're just gonna merge EREN right there, push up his ultimate, and yeah, guys, we're gonna see exactly how well he's able to do right here with the ultimate on the boss, and then also the attack cards that he has as well. But okay, so you guys will see going into this phase, right? So we're going into phase 4. So right here, I check his stats instantly. That was the first thing I was like, okay, let's see. He has all his all stats, so he's at 62k attack. what is that, 279% crit damage right there. So that's going to be really strong. And remember, his ultimate is spike damage with 550% of attack and increasing his crit chance by 100%. So what I did was I did an attack before the crit chance up, just to see how much it does. Boom. So we actually do damage on this final phase with Eren. We drop the ultimate, and that's going to be a damage cap as to be expected. And then we drop the rank 2 debuff card right there, which is going to do 100k versus the, what was that, the 69k. And then the crush card right there, even though we do not have a debuff and we do not have what's it called, yeah, so we don't have a debuff, we're not getting the double damage, and we're also not getting the double crit damage. So that's pretty much a raw attack card, and it's dealing damage on the bird, which is pretty insane. So the fact that I'm able to do that, I think, is like goes to show how strong Eren actually can be. So yeah, right there, very, very strong turn right there. And then as you guys saw, the healing from Eren is just really, really strong too, because of the way his passive works, where giant allies always gain that 10% maximum HP heal. So, you know, there we go. Not too bad. You know, he's obviously not going to be the best DPS for that final phase, but that's a good showing of what he's capable of doing for real. Because you can kind of see that, you know, being able to deal damage on that final phase is very, very important. But yeah, moving into floor 2 though here, guys, let's see what Eren is able to do on this floor 2. I think Eren, you know, on floor 2 here, because he's not really like, you know, the thing is with Eren, right, like he's dealing a ton of damage mainly because we have this setup where we're giving him so much stats and we're giving him the damage dealt. So, you know, normally he's not really going to be hitting these numbers unless you're in a situation where the enemy's debuffed. If the enemy's debuffed, then you're really going to be doing a ton of damage. Right there, 137k, and then the follow-up single target, which is only going to do 128. Remember that the single target from Eren actually is not getting any buff at all. For you guys wondering, by the way Eren's single target crush card is the way it works, it actually is a negative to the way it works, because if you don't have a debuff on the enemy, it literally will not do the double crit damage, and it won't do the double damage against debuffed enemies, which makes sense, right? But the double crit damage is like, okay, that could have been split up in that part of his attack card, right? So that's like the main thing that I noticed that is kind of a detriment to Eren, is that because of that attack card having that you know, kind of liability, it forces Eren to only do damage with that card on a character that has a debuff for him to actually deal damage. Because if you don't have a debuff on the enemy, you're just not going to be dealing damage like that. Alright guys, so we're moving into the floor 2 phase 2 here. Let's see what Eren is able to do now. We did get the gauge fill passive for the boss right there, so he does have extra ultimate move gauge. That's not necessarily going to affect us too much, but we do the stance up right there with the Queen Diane. We follow up with the single target on Eren, and then we do the AoE and then follow up the Diane single target. So yeah, the reason why we brought Diane mainly was so that we had a stance character. And for you guys that are wondering, I do have blue Tarmiel Link on Diane, so obviously that is going to help on her healing, but it's mainly there so that, you know, we don't actually get block affected. Because if I was running red Tarmiel Link, then that's where we would have a situation where, you know, because I have red Tarmiel Link, the boss is gonna get block affected and then just AoE one-shot it, which we don't want. So this phase, because we have blue Tarmiel, we're fine. I actually do use the heal card right here with Miguel though, which is gonna get us back to full HP. And you guys can see Eren's passive every time is just proccing, making sure we get back to full HP, so I don't even need Miguel cards. The Miguel cards are mainly just there for her, right? So yeah, it's actually a really good setup. And then we do the ultimate with Queen Diane. We get a, you know, pretty substantial heal. Not that we needed it though, but we do the single target follow up with Matrona, and now we're on the phase 3 of the fight, and we're kind of, you know, breezing through. You know, this is definitely very quick, at least on this part of the fight. It's not going to be faster than like your, you know, your standard meta teams that you would run on the bird. But yeah, 59k attack, guys, that's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good considering where we're at. So yeah, we do the double attacks with Eren right there. I wanted to make sure I do the crush card first because there's no debuff or anything. So this is just going to deal close to a damage cap right there because it's just raw attack. And then this one's going to be the debuff card, which actually does damage cap through the resistance increase, which that's what I'm shocked about, because if you actually have like a high multiplier attack card on Eren, he actually hits very, very hard. And so that's maybe why I'm thinking the devs decided to go with the way they did with that attack card, the crush card, and they made it so like restrictive to being on a debuffed enemy, because it just is such a very strong card because of the way it works, right? And the multiplier as well being like kind of lowered. I think that's definitely something that they kind of like maybe tested out just to see, because maybe if it was times 2 crit damage, it would be a little too crazy, you know, if it was split up. But I definitely think that should have been a thing though for this Eren, just so that he had that, you know, at least the card wasn't like completely useless against attacking someone that's non-debuff, right? But yeah, I mean, regardless, he's still going to be really good. So right here's a good turn to show you guys what Eren's passive is doing with the giant heal. So you guys will see right here, we did take a good amount of damage, but because we have the giant heal, boom, we're getting the all stats, as I mentioned, which is why Eren is like actually like good synergy with giant characters and Miguelda. Like that's a really good, you know, kind of like combo you guys can use, just so that everyone keeps stacking that Miguelda all stats and just, you know, dealing a ton of damage, getting the all stats up. So yeah, Eren gets the kill right there, pretty good. And yeah, we're gonna be moving into the phase 3 now, guys. So let's actually, or floor 3, I mean. There's the Eren win screen as well. I made sure to get that in there. I didn't want to, like, you know, skip it instantly. So we did actually leave the Eren win screen in. But yeah, hopping into the floor 3 here. I think floor 3 was the only time I kind of had issues. And the main issues I had with floor 3 was when I was getting the passive that actually makes it so that I have to kill him around the 25% HP range. So I had to make sure that I didn't get that passive, so I had to do multiple runs here. But the run that I did get is I got the best passive, which was really good. So you guys will see as well. And I also do get a, what's it called? The Reflect passive, which is so good for Eren, because if you guys don't know, Eren actually does 30% more damage against buffed enemies as well. So when the boss actually does get that like Reflect buff, Eren is gonna start actually doing good damage against that point in the boss, because he does have that extra 30% damage on every card he uses, which is pretty good. So yeah, right here you guys will see we do get the instant heal. As you can see, the only character that doesn't get that heal is gonna be Miguelda, right? Because she's not a giant character. But regardless though, like the rest of the team just always getting that all stats increase, as long as I'm taking just a little bit of damage, is gonna be really strong. So yeah, very good like supportive ability from Eren at the very least. I can definitely see that. And as you guys can see right here, it's like not too crazy damage, right? We're not going to be dealing like the most amount of damage, especially on this phase of the bird where he becomes very tanky. Like you really need like a ton of stats and like really strong damaging cards to actually like deal damage cap, like especially off the rip on this phase. So yeah, we're not dealing too much. But yeah, as you guys will see, the exact same thing happens right here. We do take an ultimate, we take some damage, and we're just gonna heal that back to full instantly. You guys see, it's just a very like instant heal. You can see right there, we're just like stacking up the all stats freely because of the way Eren works with the giant allies, and he just makes sure he heals them. So that's a really strong you know, synergy with Miguelda. And then obviously single target with Diane right there. We jump with Eren, boom, bop. You know, only 56k, no debuff, obviously, right? So he's not going to be dealing too much damage right there. But yeah, we're kind of chipping away at the boss. And then, yeah, once we take him out on this first phase, like from there we can start to actually like push into the next phase, and then phase 3, which is going to be a pretty good damage check for Eren, and you know, just seeing how much damage he's able to deal. So yeah, right there, the bird does debuff us right there, damage taken increase. That's not going to matter too much. We do get the all stats up right there. So I'm mainly just kind of getting the heals for Miguelda mainly, because the rest of the team, as you guys can see, is just consistently getting the heals. So I'm not necessarily too worried about them in terms of their heals, and we're mainly getting those heals just through the, you know, either the Miguelda heal or through the Queen Diane. And so yeah, so right here is where the boss actually does get the buff right there, and that's really good for us, because remember, Eren does more damage against buffed enemies, 30%, guys. So this is where Eren actually is going to cook. So you guys will see here, when I actually do that debuff card, it actually does a lot of damage. The ultimate is, you know, guaranteed damage cap, that's expected. And then we go for the follow-up attack though, and you guys can see, boom, damage cap, and there's no debuff. So that goes to show, like, Eren is definitely able to deal damage. Maybe if you're facing like a buffed enemy, that's when he starts to like ramp up on his damage for sure. But even against the bird here with only one buff right there, like, he was kind of cooking. Imagine if the bird had like a debuff right there too, so like a debuff and a buff, and Eren's single target card would actually do just insane amounts of damage. But unfortunately, you know, the bird is unable to be debuffed, so that is a little bit of a detriment for us. But you know, you can still kind of see the potential right there for like Eren's damage, and maybe, you know, maybe he's like a guild boss nuking character as well, because of the way, you know, he works. It's 30% per buff, and there's no cap, so he has infinite extra damage against characters with buffs, guys. Just something to think about, you know. That could definitely be something that, you know, people find out like a way of like nuking with him on like a guild boss in the future, and that could definitely be something I could for sure see happening as well. But yeah, moving into phase 3 right here, this is where we're going to want to deal a ton of damage. I actually don't have too many Eren cards here, so I just decided not to attack with Eren. I just go with the attack cards with everybody else, because we just didn't have Eren cards. If I had Eren cards right there to attack, I definitely would have did it. But yeah, we do the ultimate right there with Metrono. We do the follow-up single target with Diane, and then we follow up with Miguelda right there, and we actually get him very close to death, but we're not going to get the kill, so he actually is going to tank that. And because of that, he's going to stand seal us, which is a little unfortunate, so I can't, you know, stance up anymore with Queen Diane. But we can still push up like an ultimate, and we still have ways to kind of, you know, make the fight still be in our favor as well. But yeah, so right here, he does stance disable us. We are back to full HP though, so I am just going to waste my attacking cards. I push up an Eren rank 2 just to see how much he does here. Remember, the enemy is only has 1 buff, so we're going to do an extra 30% more damage here. So I just assumed that Eren would kill, and he does get the kill, barely though. So only 183k right there, barely getting the kill, but it was doable. So yeah, and then we do get the attack related passive, so that was the best one we could get. And then right here we just start going for damage right here. So we do the ultimate, we do the Eren card, we merge up a Queen Diane, and then we just kind of waste the other card right there. So boom, damage cap, 337k is the damage cap. So Eren goes for his single target. Remember, extra 30% damage dealt, and pretty close to damage cap. That's 260k on the rank 2 right there. Very, very strong. And then yeah, right there we do top deck another card with Eren right there. And I mean, at this point, guys, you guys can kind of see the fight is already done. You know, Eren is definitely doing his job, and he's doing pretty well. So yeah, very, very good showing of what he's capable of though, guys. I just think that, you know, the only thing that I have a gripe with Eren mainly is that crush card, man. If the crush card had ×2 crit damage separated from the actual ×2 damage against debuffed enemies, that would be so strong for the way Eren's kit works and how strong he can actually be. So, you know, that's definitely something I would like to see possibly change with Eren. But that's like the only thing. I think everything else in his kit is like really, really strong. So yeah, there you guys go, man. That is the bird run right there with Eren. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, how good you guys think Eren actually is after seeing the showcase. But that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day, guys.